Hey everyone, welcome to this video where I'll be walking you through how you can set up your own ChatGPT. Now, the model that we are going to use in this video is not actually a GPT because it is not an open source model, an LLM. We'll be using Mistral LLM for this via Olama. So let's get started. First of all, what you need to have set up is Olama on your Linux device or on your Windows or anywhere. You just have to have a setup of Olama. Either it is local or on AWS. If you don't know how to do that, I've already made a video about that. So you can watch that. That should help you get up to speed. Otherwise, I'll give you a recap what that is. So let's head over to our AWS console. You should have a G4DNX large instance that is running, and Olama should be installed on that. I'm specifying G4DNX large instance because it comes with an integrated GPU. Um, and after that, once you have it set up on that, we just need to open 11434 port number, and then we can contact with it via our API, and we will be setting up Olama on that. Olama is just a platform that helps you run open source LLMs on your local device. We are using Mistral. Mistral is just another LLM like ChatGPT that has been trained on 7 billion tokens. So we will be using this. As you can see, here is an example API request. We'll be using API request and then making a front end for contacting with our Olama that is on AWS. So you should check out the video where I showed how to set up Olama on Linux or AWS. So in this video, we'll be just setting up some few things, opening some ports, 11434 port number, and then making a web UI to contact with this instance. So let me start this instance. In the meanwhile, let me show you the UI that we will be using. It's just we'll be copying it from this blog, Medium, and this one is for OpenAI, but we'll customize the script. We'll customize the JavaScript. Specifically, it's just a one function that we'll need to customize, but we'll do it. So let me connect to our instance. You make sure that the username that you are logging in as is EC2 user, otherwise root, it will not allow logging as root. Mm-mm. So let me run Olama. I'm running this command just to show you that I have Olama set up and Mistral installed. And after that, we'll be editing its service file and adding a variable in that so that it allows from remote communication or remote session to ping and send API requests. So hello, this is working fine. I just close it by saying /by, and now we have to open the port. At first, you need to check that if you have that port open for remote sessions, you can type netstat -a pipe grep grep 11434. You see, I have that port listening from anywhere. It's actually 0.0.0, and this is a symbol that it shows that it is listening from any IP, right? So you won't probably have this. I didn't do it in the previous video, so follow along. Typing command systemctl edit olama.service. Make sure to put sudo before it, and you have to add this variable in there. Service environment olama host 0.0.0.0. Once you did that, save it. After saving it, you just need to reload the system daemons. Again, put sudo before it, and you have to restart the Olama service. So now if you check the netstat command again, it will show you that it is listening from all IPs on this specific port. If you're not getting this, then you can just restart your instance, go to your instance, and click on reboot instance. This will fix it. Once you do that, you just have to run Olama run Mistral, right? So that's all for our setup on AWS or the Linux where we have Olama installed. Now we have to add some inbound rules to our security group. Let's get to the security group. Head over to this security tab, then security groups, the group that is specified with that instance. Edit inbound rules and add a new rule. It will be a custom TCP port. It will be 11434. We'll name it Olama port, and we will allow it from anywhere IPv4 and save rules. So now when you go back to your instance and in the security tab, you should see the 11434 port in the inbound rules. As you can see, we now have 11434, and this port 22 is the SSH port. I connected via terminal to my instance. This is the port for that. So now once you have that, let's make a folder. Hmm, just a second. So I have that code copied in this folder. Let me open my Visual Studio. So head over to the blog that I showed you. It is this one. I'll give you the link in the description. Just copy these three files. It's basically index.html, style.css, and script.javascript. So I have those three copied in here. Then all you need to do is go live. Go live is just an option. I installed the live server, so I am getting this option, go live. Otherwise, you can just go to the index.html from your explorer. You'll get something like this. Just delete it for the moment. So this is the UI that we just got. Now we haven't customized it to actually get responses from our Olama or the Mistral that we have configured on AWS. It is currently looking for an API key. Let me show you. It's currently looking for an API key. I tried to do it with my own API key. This one is for the original code is for OpenAI, ChatGPT, but we will be customizing a function in this, and that is get chat response. Let me search for get chat response. See, this is the function that we need to customize. This is the main function that basically sends out the request to the server. We'll just customize this function, and the rest will work as it is. I'll give you the code, so no need to worry about that. Let me see where I have that. Let me open up a new Visual Studio Code. So in the scripts, we basically need this function. This is the folder where I set it up first. So let's just comment this function out and paste it in here. Don't need this part. So alright, now we need two variables, host IP and a port number. Don't worry, I'll explain this function in a moment. Let me just set it up. Host IP equals to nothing, and let port equals to 11434. Now, in this host IP, you have to put the public IP of the instance that your Olama is installed on. Go to your instance, click on your instance. Now you see a public IPv4 address. Copy this one, copy this IP address, and paste it against the host IP. After that, now let's check if it is working, and then I'll explain what it is doing. So, okay, make sure that you have the 1143 port open on your instance. Let me check the inbound rules once again. We have it in the inbound rules, and last time I stopped the Mistral or the Olama on the SSH. Let me reconnect to it. Let's reconnect, and we have to log in as EC2 user. Olama run Mistral. Okay, so now it should work. As you can see, it is working. So let me give you a breakdown of what we just did. So this is just the code that we copied, and we just customized a single function. Let me go to that function, that is this get chat response. What it basically does is, this is the user text. I am logging that user text out. uh, let's get back. This is the user text that we said hello, and it will say how are you doing. So, and we see that how are you doing on our console too. How are you doing? These are the just image issues. We'll resolve that in a bit. So we get user text in this variable user text, and after that we are putting that user text into a prompt. This is a pre-set up, or the Mistral already gave us a API request syntax, that is this. We have to specify the model, and then we have to tell it what the prompt is, and then send the request. And once we successfully send the request, a post request, then it returns us a stream of objects that contain our response. And from that stream, we it contains timestamps on what it was created on. A done value, done is basically a boolean that tells you if the response is complete or not. It's true and false. All the time it will be false, and in the last response it will be true. And there is also another property or a attribute named response that contains the actual value of the response. So it basically returns the data in chunks, as you can see on the console. Let me show you. So I dash m just a computer. These are all the chunks returned by the Mistral, one after another. And our program, what it is doing is just putting it all by piece into this p element or the paragraph tag. So this is what this get chat response function is doing, that we just customize. And if the connection is not successful, it will show you an error. It's, or we can do is this, and random IP, and it will throw you an error. See, now it will throw you an error. After some time, when it times out, it will throw you an error. We'll get that. We'll see that in a bit. Now let's just correct the images part. Let's get to the folder. Again, I'll give you the code for this. No need to worry about that. I'll link. I'll drop the link for my GitHub repository for this, and you could just clone it from there. Now we have to correct in here. Yes, in the images we have chatbot.png, chatbot.jpg converted to the .png, and we have users.jpg we have to change it to PNG. So let's reload it, delete the previous conversation, and hello there. As you can see, now we have the images and we are good to go. So if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.